It was 6:45 in the morning when I ran toward my garage wearing a nice suit, coffee spilling in one hand, work bag swinging in the other. Then I stopped, and my stomach dropped. There it was again, Lisa's big red SUV sitting right across my driveway like she owned it. I had 10 minutes to get to the biggest job interview of my whole life, and her license plate that said Best Vibe was making fun of me while my brain went crazy. This wasn't just happening again. I was mad and scared. I had asked nicely, left, notes, even asked the neighborhood group for help. But Lisa's car was like a big rude gesture blocking my chance at a really good job. Standing there with my heart beating fast, I knew one thing. If I wanted my life back, I'd have to fight her for it. Starting with that annoying car. My name's Ethan. I'm 32 years old and I write computer programs. I build computer stuff that works better than the people around me. That might sound mean, but after 2 years living next to Lisa, I think I can say that. She acted like rules didn't matter. Her trash cans would sit out and smell for days. Her dog would bark all night long. Her party friends would fill up the whole street with cars. But worst of all, she parked anywhere her SUV wanted, by fire hydrants, by mailboxes, or most of the time, right in front of my garage. At first I tried being nice, thinking maybe she just didn't know. The first time she blocked me, I left a nice note with a happy face. "Hey, could you not park here, thanks?" It came back all crumpled up under my car window wiper. I went to the neighborhood group, but they just shrugged and said, "Work it out like grown-ups, we're not your friends, so deal with it." I put up a camera to get proof. She waved at it and blew kisses like she was on a TV show. Every time I was about to lose it, she'd move her car just before getting in trouble. It was like she could tell when bad things were coming. Maybe it was because she talked a lot with Mark, the neighborhood group leader. That morning, though, everything changed. The job interview wasn't just important. It was my way out. A robot company I'd wanted to work for forever, and they might let me move far away from Lisa. I had gotten ready like crazy, cleaned my suit, practiced what I'd say, even skipped game. Night with friends. But none of that mattered with her SUV sitting in my way. I knocked on her door nicely at first. No one answered. I knocked harder. Nothing. Her phone was ringing inside. I pounded until my hands hurt. Then I saw a note on her mailbox. Out eating breakfast, back at 10 raw. Breakfast! At 6:45 in the morning, she knew exactly what she was doing. I ran 6 blocks to the bus stop, sweating through my shirt, only to watch the bus drive away. The next one wouldn't come for 25 minutes. Ride-share apps wanted 3 times the normal price. I was desperate, so I borrowed my neighbor Dave's old broken bike and rode 8 miles. I got there with one pants leg rolled up and grease on my hands. The lady at the front desk looked at me like I crawled out of a trash can. I messed up the interview questions, forgot about my work projects, and when they asked where I'd be in 5 years, I almost said, "Not stuck behind a red SUV." I didn't get the job. Back home, I sat on my front step staring at my garage like it had let me down. Lisa's SUV was still there, hadn't moved, making fun of me. Being angry turned into being determined. If she wanted to play mean, I'd play smart. That night I opened my laptop and got out my little computer board. I drew up a plan. Motors, sensors that could tell when things were close, safety stuff. Lisa thought this was her game. She didn't know she just started a war, and my garage was going to be my weapon. For days I put all my anger into the project, working with wires late at night, writing computer code, testing motors on a fake panel in my basement. I didn't want to wreck her car, just send her a message she couldn't ignore. The system would notice things in the way, open slowly, and push anything in its path with just enough force to mark it. To people watching, it would look like a mistake. To Lisa, it would be personal. On the 5th night, I finished and tested. It with a trash can, then a cardboard box. Both tipped over perfectly. No damage, just a gentle push. I smiled. It was ready. The next morning, her SUV was back, parked like she was daring me. I put down my coffee, pressed the control button, and watched through the camera as the door started moving. It crept forward and tapped her bumper. Her car alarm screamed like crazy. Lisa ran out in her bathrobe, yelling, "What the heck?" I walked outside acting confused. Sensor problem, maybe. It happens. She stared at the little white mark on her bumper. I didn't smile, just drank my coffee and gave her a car repair shop's phone number. She stomped off, but I had shaken her. The good feeling didn't go away by evening when I saw her walking past my house with a smoothie, smiling. Her SUV was now parked just off my driveway, close enough to bother me. She was testing me, and I was ready to make things worse. I changed the system, adding a sound sensor that could hear farther and a 5-second wait to make the push seem like an accident. I tested it on a chair, then an old fridge. Both moved with a nice loud thud. The next day she parked right in the middle again, blocking my trash cans on garbage day. Mean didn't even cover it. I pressed the button from inside. The camera caught it all. A slow push. Another car alarm scream. Lisa burst out filming with her phone like she was making a court TV show. "Got you breaking my car," she yelled. I walked out calmly. "You parked in my way. Can't control the sensors," she pointed her phone at me. "You think this is funny?" I tilted my head. "Not funny. Automatic." She huffed and stomped off. The neighborhood group called later. Mark talked like a disappointed dad. "Your garage is causing problems, Ethan." I cut him off. "I complained about Lisa's parking. You said handle it." "I did, safely, and following the rules." Silence. "Just keep it calm," he said quietly. Too late. Lisa got careful. Parking just close enough to not get hit, but tight enough to make my space cramped. Then she made things worse. One morning my tires were flat. Not cut, just carefully loosened. My camera stopped working at 2 in the morning. Someone turned off the power. I fought back by adding a solar-powered backup and a hidden camera and a fake owl on my porch. Days later, I caught her on recording laughing with a friend. "Wait till he sees his mailbox tomorrow. He'll be sorry about that garage." My heart raced. I could have called the police, but I wanted something sharper, more public, more like poetry. I added voice recognition to the system. I trained it on her scream. "Open your darn garage!" If she said it, the door would listen. It was a trap, and I waited. The neighborhood barbecue was her show. Lisa ran it like a queen, her music loud. Chairs spilling onto my lawn without asking. When I moved one, she snapped, "Don't touch that." I smiled, went inside, and played her recorded voice through my porch speaker. "Open your darn garage," echoed out. The door listened, pushing her SUV with a foam roller I'd covered in washable white paint. A bright stripe appeared across her bumper as her car alarm screamed. People gasped. Lisa slipped in her sandals, face white. I stepped out with coffee in hand. "Voice problem, huh? Hope that paint washes off." Her eyes showed doubt. She wasn't untouchable anymore. The barbecue incident spread. Neighbors whispered, some laughing, others pretending to be shocked. Lisa's power got weaker. Even Mark stayed away from her. But she didn't quit. She switched to sabotage. Eggs in my mailbox, loosened porch lights, flipped trash bins. I trapped her again by taping a fake note to my car. "Don't let Lisa see the garage log USB." And I left an empty computer drive under the dashboard. That night, my hidden camera caught her sneaking in and grabbing it. I printed a picture of her face while stealing and taped it to her door. Her SUV disappeared for days, blinds shut. I thought she'd given up until the neighborhood group called me to a meeting. At the meeting, Lisa sat smugly next to Mark, saying I was using my garage as a weapon. I showed them my plans, computer logs, and video of her yelling the trigger words. Then I slid a computer drive across the table. "This shows her breaking into my car." The room went quiet. Lisa hissed. "I didn't steal anything." I replied, "Opening my door and taking something is a crime. I haven't called the cops yet." Mark ended the meeting early. Neighbors started telling me their own Lisa horror stories, her yelling at kids, complaining about noise, threatening to sue people. Her rule was falling apart. Then her SUV disappeared. A moving truck came. She was gone. No goodbye. The street relaxed. Peace came back, but trouble was coming. Mark and two strangers showed up talking about Lisa's lawsuit against the neighborhood group, saying my garage was dangerous. I let them look. My system was perfect. Then a lawyer gave me papers. Lisa was suing me for emotional pain and property damage. I didn't worry. With my cousin who knew about law stuff, I filed my own lawsuit back, including every video, log, and time record. In court, the judge tore apart her case, stopping at her yelling, her car break-in, her lies to the neighborhood group. This isn't a real complaint. This is just causing trouble, he said, throwing it out. My lawsuit won. Legal fees and damages. Lisa left the courtroom with sunglasses hiding her defeat. The neighborhood celebrated. A couple left me a pie. Dave invited me to card games. Mark sent new neighborhood rules inspired by recent events. Lisa's house went up for sale, emptied by movers. But one morning a black car sat outside her old house.